Oh, can you flip with people? Maybe you can do that in Rage of Mages too. There's a game, I'm sure, where you can use teleport to teleport, or you can focus someone and switch spots with them. But it doesn't seem like you can do that in this game. Maybe that's the second one. Because that way you could teleport across, flip with someone, teleport across, flip with someone, and you can get your whole team across eventually. But I might be thinking of the second game. But as you can see, our teleport skill is already getting there. Or astral skill is what I'm trying to say. Are you gonna move over here, you punk? Lazy jerk? Oh yeah, and so far we haven't found a way to auto-cast any of these spells. If there is a way, I haven't found it yet. Rather than auto-casting your equipped staff. I have tried a little bit, but
you can count on me.
Understood. Okay.
So I will also add that now that we can teleport, I feel even less guilty about using the command to pick up all items, because there's not really any reason I can't take the time to teleport to every space now. Like, it's still a bit of a hunt for treasure.
Yes.
But as long as you have the ability to teleport, you should be able to get all the treasure on the map, as long as you can survive the battles.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Although I will admit that some stuff is hidden pretty well, and it takes like a long time to find it. Everything.
Yes.
A cape, magical cape, +1 absorb. Hey, you know what?
Understood.
That's not bad.
Understood.
More defense and a little bit of. Why do you keep switching to light?
You can count on me.
I'm not telling them to cast light, am I? Barely any difference. So.
Excuse me?
Magical cake, yeah, that's what we really want.
You can count on me.
Alright, so this seems to be a dead end. I kind of have a feeling the tome is kind of in the bottom right. Unfortunately, as it appears, this top left section is entirely blocked off. So the only way across appears to be teleport, which is pretty bad for the survivability of the Ankylad. But, you know, sure, we can give it a try. Burning through that mana. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a solo adventure. It's been a long time since we did solo Ankylad, so
yes.
Let's see how she does. I should probably set up some hot spells. Let's see, what do we want? Maybe this is like our emergency escape, so keep that at 5. We might want some armor now and then. It's pretty garbage, honestly, though. Bless, I don't know, it's pretty minor. Haste is getting better, it's up to +2 speed. But honestly, what you might want to have is the backup big wipe. But this means I don't have a auto fireball. I don't know.
You can count on me.
I'm not 100% sure if I can clear all this with the Ankylad solo, but it must be designed for a mage, because you can't bring anybody else, right? Awesome. Ooh. Since when? Alright, so we gotta grab this and get out immediately. Okay, what do we get? Lightning. A higher damage, lower range lightning. I don't know if that's worth it, honestly. It's probably just some money at this point. Oh, you can get around so fast. This reminds me a lot of Diablo 2 Sorceress runs. A lot. Ooh, that guy's pretty tough. I don't know if we can kill him with that.
It will be done.
Come on, get him. Okay, they're very resistant to air, so we've got the wrong staff equipped for fighting spirits. I guess I could go back and pick up the fire one from our buddy, the other mage, but too much work. Turtles? Oh no! Nah, they're no big deal. They're so slow. Sure, we could walk, but why walk when you can level up your astral skill? Ah! Even the turtle, when the turtle dies. Ah! How could you do this to me? Through
you can
the
count
area.
on me.
Oh. Looks like you can't teleport into a tree. I wonder if this is actually the crypt. And everything else on the map is just dead weight. But then you'd never be able to bring anyone but your mage. Weird.
Okay.
We're getting close to Orc Village, and I don't know if we killed them all, so gotta be careful.
It will be
here.
done.
I wonder if there's like a
You
switch
can
somewhere
count on me.
that turns this back into a real bridge people could cross.
Okay.
Rage of Mage 2, maybe.
It will be done.
Depends on how I feel at the end of this one. I'm tempted. Ooh, look at all that money. Oh man, this Orc Village was worth so much gold. I'm gonna drop a bunch of this stuff because I don't want to be overburdened, but uh-oh, uh-oh. Trouble. Trouble in paradise.
No!
Heal yourself.
No! No! No!
You can do this.
No!
This is tough. I don't know. We're almost there. She's strong enough to kill one red archer if I'm really on the ball. I can't believe that we overcame all those guys that we cheesed with Firewall and then just killed the one like this. There must be a way to open this up. Well, there is Evil Islands, and I spent more time playing Evil Islands than Rage of Mages 2, actually. And I would consider that it's not exactly a trilogy, but it's all pretty much the same kind of game. The thing is, I didn't play Rage of Mages 2 all that much. I'm not sure I've actually ever finished it, but maybe. We'll see. It depends on if I get burned out. I mean, this is a fun little game, but it might get, like, negligible views on YouTube, and I might get burned out of all of the difficult controls and stuff that get frustrating. Alright. That was a good fight, though. Ankylad soloing this map. Not done yet.
No! 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 No!
Uh-oh. Did they run away? I think I went too far back.
Understood.
Okay. A blue archer is going to be real bad. We only were barely strong enough to kill a red archer one-on-one. So I could bring my team back up here. There's got to be a way to get across this. Right? Like without teleport.
Okay.
It would be really cool if I could auto-cast lightning right now.
Understood.
Because it's going to be way stronger than my lightning staff. And these guys... Oh, no, never mind. They're actually quite good against air. Fire, then.
No! No!
You can count on me.
Uh-huh. We're dead. No! I clicked the edge of the screen, which means the game crashes, basically. I can't even get back. Dang it! So, yeah, we got... if you're playing along... See, this is the other thing there, Tayo. The difficulties to even record this game might end up annoying me to the point where I give up on it. Jeez. One misclick on my screen, and the game crashes. Not even very difficult to do. So what if we did, like...
No!
Alright, they're smart enough to get around that. Oh, crap.
No! 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 No!
I think as long as they're taking damage, they don't run away.
No! 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 No!
So as long as we can keep the heat on, so to speak,
No! No!
they'll just stay there and get killed.
No!
They only de-aggro if you're,
No!
like, not in combat at all, not dealing damage. So there you go, we win. I'm almost 100% positive there's no fan patch. When we were setting this game up originally, we did a lot of digging, because playing it with the GOG version is actually quite easy. It's not very difficult to play the game if you're just trying to play it yourself. The problem is OBS doesn't want to capture the video footage, so because I'm trying to record it, it became very, very difficult. And
You can count on me.
other than like running it in an emulator or something. If you had Wine running, you might have a better time. But basically, we had a way to force it into windowed mode. And this is recording and capturing pretty much perfectly. Other than there's some slowdown here and there. But because it's in a fake window, a full screen game in a fake window, it's a bit touchy. So when I what do you call it? Mouse scroll or edge scroll, especially to the right, which leads to my other monitors, but even up, which gets to the top of the top of my window. If I click up here right now, it'll probably mess stuff up. Especially click and drag, apparently. Anyway, I'm not trying to complain about it. It's just sometimes recording these old games is extra trouble, you know. I really like how quickly our Astral's going up. Astral 18 already. Teleport's gone from range 7 to range 9 already. Man, that's great. It is still very expensive, but great spell. Alright, these guys actually weak to air. Well, that'll teach me. I thought they were good against air. I thought they kind of looked like air spirits, you know. But I was wrong.
You can count on me.
I really enjoy the gaining information on your enemies by killing them.
Understood.
Best mechanics. Excuse me, forest spirits. We need this bracelet.
You can count on me.
Is this it? That's it. Wow. Okay, so you can certainly solo that, but we've only explored about half of the map. So, forgive me, but I'm not done yet. Let's just head on down, we'll teleport back to the group, and we'll explore the other section. So, I mean, honestly, this would be the easiest way to do it. Just skirt the river swamp, pick up the free teleport. As long as you just stick to the west side, you could get up here without killing anything super dangerous. Yeah, DX Wind was the only way we could get it to work. There are lots of settings in DX Windows that maybe I could still tweak with to fix things, but I'm not the expert and I didn't have the patience to try every possible setting. Yeah, you kill them to understand them. It's a good mechanic. At first, you don't know what works on them, and then you kill a bunch of them, and suddenly it makes sense, you know? It's a bit of an abstract way of like, oh, I tried out this spell and noticed it didn't work very well. Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, I noticed my firebolt didn't burn him much, so I stopped using fire. But you have to translate that into information for the gamer. Okay, so the map is technically done, but
Yes?
we got more to do, no doubt. That was really good, though. I really enjoyed my little teleporting adventure. That was good fun.
Ready.
Yes?
You can count on me.
Ready. Okay.
So now we'll go see if we can get any more loots. Any more loot and treasure and a little bit of experience for killing stuff. Now, I'm actually not sure if you can buy the teleport book in this game. It's definitely possible that the only teleport book is this one here. And in that case, poor old Furguard will never be able to teleport.
You can count on me.
But we'll see.
Ready.
I'm not sure yet. So I think I'll try to work my way counterclockwise if I can.
Yes.
So now, in theory, we can actually teleport up here. If you're impatient, you can be like, well, what's up here? Can't go up here.
Understood.
Well, now you know you can't go up there.
You can count on me.
Ready. Yes.
But if you can go, you can definitely... I'm pretty sure that... Well, I'm not 100%. I think in Rage of Mages 2, you can buy the teleport
Understood.
book. But I think in this first game, it's a special spell
Okay.
that you only get one copy of. But it's hard to say for sure.
Yes.
Always fire on bats, because they fly, they're air elements. I guess. But yeah, I'll be checking the shop. If we can find another teleport tome, I'll definitely buy it. But my gut tells me that we can't.
Yes. Understood.
Ready.
Wait, did he just sword down that bat?
Yes.
You can count on me.
Yes.
I don't think that's legal. That's cheating.
Understood. Yes.
Uh-oh, that's a tougher looking
Yes.
turtle. Nah, it's not that bad. I mean, tougher than the green ones, but...
Yes.
No time for turtles. So what do you guys think? Dagger attacks, pretty good. Attack speed, real high. Damage, not bad. You know? I honestly think the dagger strat is the way to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You can count on me.
Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, we're in big trouble.
It will be so.
Ah, I couldn't rotate it enough fast enough. If my mages had focused on healing, we would have made it, but that was too many ogres, too many times. Ah, shoot. We were doing so good, I didn't think we were going to die. So then we died.
Ready.
Always be saving, they say. Alright, we'll kill the turtles, then we'll kill these guys, I guess. Are you gonna... I'm just watching. I'm watching the AI be so incompetent,
Understood.
it paralyzed me in real life. They could have done almost anything else and won that fight.
Excuse me?
I mean, these bats are not tough.
You can count on me.
But instead of attacking them with anything or healing anybody, they just choose to die.
You can count
You
on
can
me.
count
It seems like your heroes in this game definitely have a bit of a...
Ready.
Like, they're not really sure they want to be heroes.
Yes, understood. Okay.
He tried. The better way to control your dudes is painful. It's
You can
slow it all down.
count on me.
I said slow it all down. And then control all your dudes. And the AI is still terrible, but you could do that. I don't recommend it. You could turn retreat on at varying health percentages. I did turn auto healing on because generally I don't want people to die because it's game over. And formations I've never had any luck with either, so I don't know.
Excuse me?
What I typically am doing here is putting them on defend.
You can count on me.
Because then they follow at a reasonable distance from my
Okay.
my tanks. It works okay, and it's better than just selecting them all, right? Because if I select everybody, they all, well, if you have a spell selected, then they do that.
Ready.
So you're always deselecting spells.
Yes.
So I prefer generally controlling like this, but I don't know. Doesn't work
Count
perfect.
on me.
And sometimes they're good with their healing. Like, that was perfect. You know, a little bit of attack magic, a little bit of heal spell.
Okay. Okay.
So we know there's at least one more ogre up
Yes.
here.
Okay. Yes. You can count on me. Yes.
Somewhere. Mostly I just don't want him to get behind us.
Okay.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Although there could be more to the south. Now, we could do some... Would you please move?
Yes.
Just didn't want to move. What I was gonna say is we could do some cool mage strats. Pay attention, the road ahead is blah 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 blah, mountains, mortars. So we're supposed to be coming from the right side to the left here. I didn't take the road, I took the river. So the game is assuming you follow the road down, which psh, roads are for losers that want to get ambushed. Let's try one of these. Alright, that didn't work at all. Well, I could have put... I should put the fire right in front of the melee line.
Okay.
That might do okay.
You can count on me.
It's tricky though, because if you misclick it, you just cast the fire on top of your characters. But if I can correctly position the fire, the enemy will be taking damage over time while we stand there and heal.
Understood.
So that's a good strategy to try, at least.
Okay. Understood. Understood.
Treasure? Adamantium bracers. Ooh, now we're talking. 14 defense. The 6 health is not great. They're probably just better to be sold, honestly. But they are technically an upgrade. So I'll wear them for now, but I think we'll probably just sell them.
Okay.
If I remember. Because they're enchanted, they're more expensive than you'd expect. And the plus max health, I would say, is so invaluable. I'd rather have the gold and a little bit more defense on my armor. Or another spell book. Mostly just want all the spells. Gotta learn them all.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Speaking of gotta learn them all, I was watching some footage of someone play Monster Hunter Stories. Now, I've certainly played a lot of Monster Hunter, but I've never played the stories. And it looks like it's pretty much a Pokemon RPG with Monster Hunter monsters instead. And I'm thinking of giving it a shot.
Understood.
My main concern is that in the style of Pokemon, you play as a 10-year-old idiot kid who's pretty super anime, and I have a hard time playing as idealistic 10-year-olds now. So there's that, unfortunately.
Okay.
I really need to be saving more often. This really sucks.
Excuse me?
We're powerful enough
Count on me.
that we can generally kill almost any group as long as we come at them from the right side.
Okay.
Like, almost every enemy we fight right now, no big deal. Just chop it up, spell through it. Unfortunately, if we come to a group at a bad angle, or my characters do something stupid, one of them dies, game over, you have to reload. And it really just insists that you save every 10 seconds.
Count on me.
Silent protagonist, I mean, that helps, yeah.
Okay.
I have a hard time respecting main characters that are, you know, Saturday morning cartoon feel. Like, I've got nothing against those games, but for me, personally, I want to play as, like, I guess I like mature heroes,
Understood.
Because, like, I don't know how old your typical Monster Hunter main characters are in the main saga, but they've got to be at least teenager, young adults, right? Like, they're all grown up, at the very least. They're probably still supposed to be a new young hunter that they just got out of high school, which is, you know, it's still... I personally would probably rather play a character who's been hunting for 10 years, but I get it, you got to start at level 1. Makes more sense that this is your first hunt kind of thing to train the character. So they, you know, that kind of stuff is all good for video game logic. But there's a difference between young adult and literally. I'm glad I saved it. This is why I can't control my mages, because if I leave something like that on ever, then
Understood.
Okay.
Instead of moving out of the way and not dying, they just die. Just dying. Rage of Mages secret title.
Count on me.
Okay.
There's a reason these mages are raging.
Understood.
What? How did my tank die? Brian! My man!
You can count on me. Understood.
It's those red goblins. They just chop through them like butter.
Yes?
They attack really, really fast, and they do not care about your absorption. Get a little bit of healing there. Okay, they're very, very resistant to fire. Not so much to air.
Understood.
Okay, I would really like to get Farraguard lightning as well. His air skill sucks, but having the option when you can't do fire damage, he needs something. All right, that was just. I mean, I guess those red goblins are, you know, just not to be underestimated mainly.
Ready.
They attack fast. They know my dagger strat. They have the high accuracy, high attack speed weapons, which are apparently the meta for this game. And they're using it against me.
Yes?
Ready.
Excuse me?
You can count on me.
I wish I had an archer. This is definitely where an archer would help save me some
count on
clicks.
me.
Ready. Yes. Okay.
But we're almost there. There's not too much more of the map to clear. We're doing good. Technically, we already beat it. We're just here for the XP and the gold, mostly. The tank had one job. But the healers didn't heal me.
Yes?
What am I looking for? Nothing. We're already selected.
You can count on
Ready.
me.
Understood. Understood.
Uh-oh. The squirrels are back.
You can count on me. Understood.
We're back in Duke Nukem's part of the forest where all the squirrels are trained to kill us.
Okay.
Save it. Always save.
Yes.
Whenever you kill an enemy,
Yes.
save the game. Oh, red squirrels. Probably related to red ankylos.
You can count on me.
You guys, where you going? This place looks interesting.
Yes.
Alright, my tank rotation did okay.
Okay. Yes.
I will always kill green ogres. 3,000 gold is just too valuable. This is an interesting kind of ambush spot. It's kind of weird. It does kind of look like they were waiting for us.
Okay.
The red ones go for the family jewels, yeah, no doubt. Hey, Dridgeable. Honestly, my tanks don't have very good armor. Someone could definitely make the valid criticism that the tanks are under-geared, and that we've invested all of our resources into spells, luxury items, like spells we never use, and just daggers for the
You
tanks.
can count on me.
Which is a legitimate criticism of the tank build.
Yes.
But hey, money is tight. We are really low on gold. I could get like 500,000 gold right now, and we'd still not have enough to fully fight our team. We could spend 500,000 on spells, and still not have all the spells at our current tier.
Okay.
Just buying protection from fire, ice, air, earth is 200,000 per
You
caster.
can count on me.
So we literally need millions of gold to catch up with the stuff that's already at the shop, let alone spells that haven't unlocked yet. Uh-oh. They came from behind!
Done.
It's fine. Heals.
Yes?
Still got it. I mean, I do kind of like the extra intensity of playing on high speed. If you played on low speed, it wouldn't be nearly as dramatic, because you'd have a lot more time to react.
Okay.
And I know my reflexes are not great for RTS games, so I'm not like a 300 APM
Yes.
MLG Pro, whatever, yada yada yada, StarCraft,
Yes.
Dota game or whatever. My inputs are slow, but it does kind of make it a little bit more interesting. And as long as you're not dying and reloading too often,
Understood.
I do kind of like trying to micro the fights a bit.
You
It
can
keeps.
count on
I mean,
me.
that's kind of what the combat system. That's what it is for this
Yes.
game. So if you just played it on super slow mode, I don't know. I guess you should play a turn-based JRPG.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly, these daggers are awesome, though. Just chopping these things apart. I'm tempted to just go
Understood.
teleport strats here again. Swamps are kind of annoying, as you might expect. And as long as it's just a couple bees, I think the Ankylad can handle it.
Understood.
I mean, they do die pretty easy. We're almost on the map.
Excuse me?
Let's mess it up by going solo mode. But honestly, this could save a lot of time. Traveling around swamp sucks. What I should do is I should try to always save enough mana to get out of a bad spot. If I'm blinking across the water, I need to make sure I can blink home. No big deal there. Man, this spell's so good. Get out of here, bats. Besides, this is our main character. If anyone needs to be overleveled, it's them. Is there a high-pitched whine in the background that you guys can hear? Or is that just me? Ooh. That one was a little scary. Green bees.
Yes? It will be done.
This is a great spell.
Understood.
A great spell for a great game. Alright, get out of there. Atta girl. Good Ankylad. Okay, if you guys don't hear the high pitch, it might just be my headset. I got a bad wire. Although I gotta say... Okay, the start of this song was making me a little bit worried. But it sounds like it's turned into actual music and not just garbled. I was a little bit worried. Plus, my audio drivers do crash every now and then, so you never know. Thanks, Windows. Thanks, Bill Gates, for making me an operating system that you basically forced on me, that I couldn't avoid, I had to use, and actually crashes all my drivers. Okay, have we fully explored everything? You think? I think we've done a pretty good job exploring this map, honestly. There might have been something left, but I think we got it all. So we've gone from like 8 or 9 level astral to 21 in one map, basically thanks to teleport. And range 10 teleport is longer than our vision. Let me just see how far this takes us. So almost the height of the screen with the one thing open. Which you'd have to have open. Like, that's 10 tiles. And it keeps going up. Like, that's a range of 10. We can get that even higher at higher level astral. Oh, I wish I could still use Windows 7. I have too much stuff that has to upgrade to 10 or else it doesn't work. It's so stupid. If I could have stayed on Windows 7, I'd still be there. But I actually, at one point, switched to Windows 10 and backtracked to Windows 7 just because it was so annoying. And I used it for another couple years, and then I'm like, I really have to go back to 10. And I was hoping it would be better the second time around, or third time, or whatever it is. Doesn't feel like it. And then aren't they working on 11 now, or starting to release that or something too? Sheesh, I don't know. It's all a money grab. So I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe we stick around here for a minute, get to Astral 22. Maybe try to get Earth 20, I don't know, grind? Grind? One thing that this does do, as your skills go up, so does your HP and mana. So, you know, getting that experience, leveling up them stats. Ameliorated? Maybe. There you go, Astral 22. Range 11. Oh yeah, I didn't know it did that, but it definitely did that. And then Earth levels really slowly. We need like a better. We need an Earth spell that does damage. And then we'll probably have a better way to level Earth. Because right now it's just the Earth Shield and the Stone Wall. And honestly, the Stone Wall doesn't seem that good. Like, it doesn't. It should like, okay, if I was the developer, I would make Stone Wall either much larger area or much longer duration, or both, than Firewall. Firewall does good damage, but it shouldn't last as long. Earth should last a long time, right? That seems like the kind of thing Earth would be good for. And then maybe AoE air is a big one that doesn't last very long, and fire is intense and small but does a lot of damage, or, you know, kind of keep all the elements kind of to a bit of a theme. They can each have their own strength, but I mean, it wouldn't be great even if it lasted 3 times as long, but it would be more useful. Right now, it's really hard to want to cast it. I'm just trying to see if I could get to Earth 20 before we go back to town. I guess we can just cast on the same spot. There's no check for overlapping, as we learned with Firewall. So future tubers, right? That's what we got to do. We got to grind this all up off camera. So that's good. Nice even numbers. I don't know. Could we get water to 22? So freezing cloud. I'm giving this one a kind of a C- as well. It doesn't last very long. Technically about the same amount of time as Stonewall. So small duration, pretty small area, only 3x3. And all it does is slow enemies, and they either just walk right through it, and it only slows them while they're in it. It's not like they get a debuff for 20 seconds. That would maybe be the way for this to work, too. If it gave you the debuff once it touched you that lasted another 20-30 seconds, then I might be like, yeah, that's pretty good, because you could cast it on an enemy, and then they could walk out of it immediately, but they'd still be moving slowly. Also, -2 speed is like about 10%, a little over 10% of your speed. So minus 10% to movement is not much. It takes more frames to cast the spell than you'll save on an enemy walking towards you. I'm sure just attacking them an extra time is better than casting this and trying to get an extra attack in. So this needs either some kind of duration debuff extension or significantly more speed down in terms of balance. It's just balanced chat with BlueAnkylo. And you get 12 XP per cast. Not that it matters. Just trying to see how far away Water 22 is. It's probably not worth it. It's definitely a lot of grinding. It's pretty boring. But hey, look, we got it. So, yeah. Now, I know you tend to get better experience when you're damaging enemies. That's why the fire skill is so good and the air skill is so high. Because dealing damage to an enemy is better than just passives. You know, you get like a, I don't know if it's double or triple multiplier, but anyway, let's get out of here. Also, I hear singing in the background. I need to fix that. Also, it's been a very long episode for the... I forgot this is an hour-and-a-half episode, and then I'm messing around. Alright, hold on. No singing allowed. It's actually French even, seeing as we were talking about French earlier. Maybe this episode, last episode. Okay, we're back in town.
Hello, dear friends.
Oh.
I am glad you came.
Whoa.
Woe is me, the heartbroken father. I am worrying about my daughter a lot, now that she got into trouble. My little girl was taking a walk outside of the town, and she was kidnapped. I would pay the ransom, but the kidnappers are mages, and they are notoriously crafty and will be proposing new conditions every time we will talk.
Also, he's super rich. He carries millions of gold in inventory. Millions. Maybe even tens of millions some days. This guy has got money for days.
They'll want all the amulets, then all the scrolls. They will make me lose my business. You are an honest lot. and you've already done a lot of good for other people. Save my little girl, and I'll reward you generously.
So he could pay. He could pay all the scrolls and all the staves and all the potions. Because he'd still have all his swords and armor. Half of his inventory would survive, because the mages don't care about swords. But because we're here, he's going to give us like 1,000 gold to rescue his daughter. We're going to have to kill all these mages. He's going to give us $1,000 and keep making... This is capitalism at the worst. The generosity, the charity of strangers to rescue his child, his offspring, rather than just paying the ransom. Do you know how much money this guy has? It's insane. Alright, you can take your dumb staff. Right, so upgrade there, sell the old stuff. Oh, do I want to keep these? I think we're just going to sell these. It's actually not worth as much gold as I was hoping, but we're basically losing 3 defense. But because of the max health, it's worth selling because you get some good money. Yeah. Oh, we have a magic hammer. Right, we don't really need magic hammers that bad. Oh, you know, I didn't pick up all... Hold on. I messed up. Did I overwrite that? Oh, no. Oh, no! I forgot to pick up all the crap that was laying on the ground. I didn't make a backup. I saved it as soon as I got into town and over... Well, it's gone now. So there was probably a good amount of money lying on the ground in terms of all of the orc armors. Remember all those orcs, the blue orcs and red orcs we killed? There was a lot of blue orcs that had gold that we didn't pick up. Well, I'm not redoing that map. That sucks. No, we probably missed out on at least 10, 20,000 gold. Maybe more. I'd say at least 20,000 gold. Just from all the gold bags from all the orcs. Because a lot of them drop like... The blue ones drop like 2,000 or 3,000 each, and the red ones are like 5 or 6... Some number of hundreds, nearly 1,000.
Hello.
That's rough. So we got a little bit ripped off because I forgot. There's a reason why I try to save at the end and use my collect all. Because wandering around the map, picking them up manually takes way too long, but forgetting about it means, well, we could have had 100,000 gold, you know? Anyway, future tubers, I think we're going to want to end the episode here. Let me just have a quick look at new spells to think about. No new spells, but we could get Poison Cloud, do damage with water, or protection from all the elements for 50. Or it might be time to get Fireball. I don't know. I'm not sure when you would use Fireball and not Firewall, honestly. Because if there's a big group of enemies, Firewall's probably better. And it probably does friendly fire, so, you know, downsides. I mean, look at all the sparkling, amazing weapons and armor. It's all very nice. Swords-wise, just to have a quick sneak peek. More of these meteor daggers that are real nice. I could buy a second one, I suppose, but I won't. Oh, they're so nice. Look at all these cool swords. Adamantium long swords. Ooh, meteoric short sword. That's a good stabber. Axes are lagging behind here. Swords get all the love. You know the drill. Bows are kind of on the low end here today, too. We got a nice pink shield. Ooh, there we go. This is the helmet that gives you the absorption the best. So, even though it's only adamantium and not meteorite, 72 grand would give us some good absorb on one of our fighters. Maybe. That's literally all of our gold, but, you know, maybe. We got the shiny meteor cuirass, whatever. It's not as good as the plate style, but it's an option. We got the nice shoulder pads. A bunch of mage armor. Yeah, anyway, obviously we have a quest to rescue the girl. And, looks like there's 2 mages now. Maybe I missed one of these.
I might lack battle experience, but my knowledge is up-to-date and reliable.
I think we talked to him already.
I might lack battle
Oh.
experience, but my knowledge is up-to-date and reliable.
They're saving some dollars by having the same... two different voice actors read the same line. Sure. Clever. Is that everybody? 2 archers, swords girls, yeah. Alright, let's see what this guy has to say.
O dauntless warriors, the fortress of my master Kargalas is besieged. He will pay generously those who will help him.
Alright, maybe this is the one where we finally rescue or rescue/find our archer friend. Ah, 70,000 gold. I like that. There's some bucks over there. 40,000. Wow. So it does turn out that the innkeeper is going to give us some real money. 40 grand's not bad, but like the funny thing is that when we talk about how rich this guy is, 40,000 gold is one book, not even his most expensive book. And he's like, well, if I pay the ransom, I'll have to give them all my books. I mean, come on, dude. Why are you paying us so little? You cheapskating your daughter's life. Maybe if you gave us some of those books ahead of time. You know, we're going to go fight a bunch of mages. Why don't you give us a deal on these protection from fireballs and protection from lightning, right? The mages are going to try to kill us. At least give us some spells to help. If I was playing D&D, I'd have a good argument there. The DM would have to make a good persuasion check. I feel like that'd be a pretty good argument. We'll save your daughter, but we're fighting mages, and you sell books that protect us from magic. It only makes sense that if you value your daughter's life, you would help us in our job. And you know, if we fail, you know, we'll pay for them full price. But if we bring your daughter back alive, we're not paying. All right. You can get a new daughter in 9 months. It takes longer to write a book. Oh, this really is capitalism. Well, we have a pretty good reputation. That would be stealing. So in any kind of size town, if you straight up promised to do the job for the books that you're getting given and then just bailed, I feel like you'd burn that reputation with that town pretty fast. Anyway, future tubers, we're definitely over time. I don't know what episodes we're at, 8 or 9, something like that. I'm mad that I accidentally forgot to pick up all the treasure on the last one, but oh well. Don't let me forget next time. You future tubers, you yell at the live tubers to remind me before I save over my game, and don't forget to type in pick up all. Anyway, yeah, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll decide what to go shopping for when we come back.